You are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. With their new ally, Einar, the team defeated a pair of trolls guarding the way, then proceeded to where Eoredson was negotiating with the trolls' leader.
It's 137. You're
One-
rounding up so
140
high.
It's basically 140, which means it's basically 2.
No, Abby's right. The math checks.
Honestly, it's ADHD math.
What is this Common Core math?
It's called girl math.
Common Core math actually
It
makes
is
a lot
girl
of
math,
sense.
yeah.
I've had it I've watched multiple videos of people writing it. It's basically what we did, but with all of the steps in between, so people actually understand what they're doing.
Except it's more confusing.
That's great and all, but they also require you to do it, which
Yeah.
means if you know what you're doing, you're going to get it wrong if you don't explain it, and that sucks so much.
So the way they taught, and this might just be a me thing, but the way they taught me with math is how they taught everybody. But I didn't fully understand what I was doing until way later in high school. And a friend sat down and was like, I just do it all in my head. And I'm like, how? And he's like, I just do. And then for some reason that clicked for me how to do it all in my head.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And
I understood
the way I
math.
do it.
I love that. The thing that really gets me about math and school is that the coolest parts about math are the parts that you're not required to learn.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you're done learning arithmetic, you're done learning algebra, you know how to do math. All right, you guys all leave. We're going to sit down and do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I should mention, I could do math. I didn't fully comprehend what I was
these
doing
years.
until...
He was just putting numbers on the paper.
Exactly.
Somehow they were right.
Exactly.
So what I hate is that I've always done math in the weirdest way. I'm not going to explain it to you because none of you will understand.
I bet I'd understand.
I mean, you
it.
might understand. It's really frustrating to me to explain it. But anyway, I hate that that's how I do it and that it's not how other people have learned. So learning a different way to do it while I already know my way is just really frustrating.
I got yelled at in high school because I figured out a different way to do math.
I
And
hate that.
I was told that once I got older and made my own math book, I could start doing it that way. And I was like, but it makes more sense. And they're like, no.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I like that. I enjoy the term of I learned how to do math different when it's not so much as you learned how to do math different, you learned how to get to the answer a different way.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
different process. It's the same core rules, but it's a different process.
I've been involved mostly as an older brother in helping people learn math. And usually when people have been like, hey, I found this way, I want to do it like this, my answer has always been, hey, that's really cool. Now that you've learned that way, I want to show you another way for when it might be easier.
Well, the way we learned as, I guess, the one who got the math degree, not bragging, but
It sounds like he is, though.
no.
Just a small brag.
Just because no, I'm kidding. I say that because of how my professor taught us calculus. Is he would teach us to do it longhand. For instance, in calculus, we almost never touched a calculator. That's kind of unique in some ways. A lot of other universities will have you use a calculator through calculus. We didn't. We did it longhand. And he taught us 2 different ways to do it longhand. For instance, derivatives. He taught us the hard way to get to derivatives. And then afterwards he says, okay, now that you've learned it this way, here's the easy way. That's just, now you can look at it and now know the answer. That being said, what it did is that it taught us the core principles of what we were learning. And then we could go on to, all right, I can now get the answer without having to know the core principles, but I've already learned them, so now I can better understand the upper levels. And I think that's a better way, how it should be taught in our schools before. And I won't say that it was even for me. I think that's something that's been missing a little bit in our our curriculums in general for a long time, regardless if you like what's the newest way that they quote unquote Common Core math, I think, or are we on a new level? Either way, it doesn't matter. Even the older stuff that we all say is better or whatnot, it's still missing. We're still missing the, like, how does multiplication work? Why do we write it out this way? What does it mean when we do that? Or
start
or
off with
division, fractions, anything. You know, even when I originally learned it the old way, or the second to old way, technically, I didn't understand those principles until I was in college.
Yeah, they need to start off with the theorems that prove math.
Maybe not
All
that
right,
far.
kindergartners, it's time to learn Pythagorean theorem.
Not
Time
that,
for
no, not
geometry.
that kind of theorem.
We're gonna learn how to do
proofs.
proofs.
There we go. They're important.
I hate proofs.
They are important, but that's going a bit. That's throwing the pendulum a little bit too far this way.
I think first graders can handle it. I think they got it.
Your faith. No, your. What's the opposite of lack? Your abundance of faith. It's disturbing.
As a side note, just because I'm sick, everybody. If
He
you
says
can't tell,
waving
He says
to-
waving.
to
Yeah.
people.
Hi,
to the
sick.
non-existent.
Isaac.
For those, if we passed the entire conversation about math, we've been talking about math for the last 30 minutes.
He's. I love that subject. No,
Because you have a degree in it.
Speaking of getting to the campaign. As the five of you begin to enter this clearing, you see ahead of you your target, Ylva, and this large troll, and they seem to be engaged in a conversation with each other, a very animated, angry conversation, although they're both standing just out of reach of blows. As you are entering, you're beginning to hear Ylva say, "You know how this is going to end. Why don't you just give in?"
What's the troll say?
And does he sound like every other troll?
These lands are ours. You will bow when you are in the presence of the Troll King.
And he slams a giant hammer on the ground next to him.
Zephyr bows.
Can I make a society check to know of the, like, I want to say ramifications of him calling himself the Troll King.
Implications?
Thank you. And the implications of him calling himself the Troll King, as well as what kind of troll he is.
Go ahead and make a society check.
Ooh. Oh, that's not good, but I already wasted all of my special day abilities. 21.
With a 21, you would know that there are no commonly accepted troll kings in the area, although he may be a smaller, lesser-known king that's just not, an overarching troll king over everything. So he may have a small kingdom here in the Gringir Woods, but you've never heard of the king before. He definitely, from that check, appears to be frost troll adjacent, but he is much larger, and most frost trolls don't seem to carry a hammer. Like, his hammer is classic, anime style hammer. Like, the head of the hammer is the size of a sofa.
Beautiful. Well, Val?
What? What?
You want to talk to him first?
Gosh, I don't even really know what to say right now. They seem to not be happy with each other.
Oh, that might
Well,
be.
that can work in our favor.
They also don't know we're here, so we
Yeah.
could just wait a bit and find a moment to kind of cut in, I guess.
Well, there might be a chance of getting the troll to side with us.
Well, if he thinks he's a king, I definitely don't want to insult him by just interrupting them.
Well, that's fair.
Are we in view of them? Like, could they see us if they looked over?
They could if they looked your way, but they do seem to be, at the moment, distracted.
I'll start moving a little closer. Like, Val just kind of awkwardly is just like, I'll just start. And she just kind of starts moving.
For every 10 feet Val moves up, I will move up 5 feet. Diagonal.
Gotcha.
Einar is just going to have his sword just on his shoulder, kind of not threateningly, but obviously there. And he'll be walking just behind Val.
Zephyr is going to attempt to slink into the shadows.
All right, Zephyr, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh, okay.
I suppose I
Wait,
should.
it's a secret stealth check.
That's
I
what I was
apologize.
thinking. Plus 12.
I suppose I should draw out my staff just to have it ready in case. I forget I have a staff.
And what is Neros doing?
I'm going to be walking up with Val and Einar. Probably, yeah, that works.
Okay, so
Kind of in a triangle together.
yeah, so Val leading the charge, and then Einar and Neros kind of flanking and coming up behind. Cornelius is just kind of hanging back and watching.
That's fair. I'm gonna have Siggern stay kind of close, but start like going up.
Okay. And you all make your way just to the very edge of the clearing, and you're just beginning to enter. So at this point, you're just about like 30 feet away from this conversation when it seems you've gotten close enough that they notice you approaching, and both the troll and Ylva both just snap their heads over and are looking in your direction. The troll is the first to speak, and he just, there's just this silence for a second as they're looking at you, and then he looks back at Ylva and is just like, "You thought you needed help to take us down. You've shown your hand."
We're not with her.
He says from the back.
And Ylva's just like, she's opening her mouth to talk, and the troll's just like, "You're all humans. Humans are all alike." I regret this voice.
It's a good voice, though. I'd like to think no, humans aren't all alike, but hello.
Ylva's just narrowing her eyes, and she's just looking at you all. "What are you doing here?"
Oh, we came for you.
Her hand like drifts towards her quiver.
He's worse than Zephyr. Oh no.
You hear from a blow on the wind. Hey.
Meanwhile, Zephyr, are you trying to do that whole like swing around the clearing maneuver like you did last time?
I believe so. If there's any way that I could possibly move to that large tree to the west, which would be on the trolls side of things.
Gotcha.
I just want to make sure and stay out of everybody's views because, I'm pretty close to Outward. Oh, that's what it is. I slowly walk by Outward and go, "Hey."
Yes, we're here to make sure there's no trouble coming from this. Wouldn't you agree that'd be best for all?
You're trying to insert us as arbitrators between the troll and the person?
No, I'm being directly ambiguous to make the troll more suspicious.
Got it.
Both the troll and Ylva are like directly scowling at Einar right now. And Ylva is just like, "Who sent you?"
Well, hold on. Let me pay my respects to the king. And I give a small bow.
Well, we're here on our own volition. We aren't sent by anyone. We just
I think Ylva and the troll are both reacting like I am in real life, of just like, how do I process all of this?
I feel like we had much better thing to say to Saito than we did to you. But
on that mention of that name, now Ylva's hand that was drifting to her quiver knocks an arrow. She hasn't drawn her bow yet, but she has it knocked and is facing away from the troll and is just looking down at you.
We don't want to fight if we don't have to, please. We want to discuss with you what you're up to over here.
I would like to ready an action if that's possible.
All right.
I would like to ready the ability to cast Vector Screen if she shoots at Val.
Gotcha. I'm a little busy at the moment. We're in the middle of negotiations, so if you wouldn't mind taking a seat and letting your betters speak, I'll get to you when I have a moment.
I don't think insulting the good king here is better.
She didn't insult the king.
I did.
I like to imagine that little conversation happened like in world, but just with looks. Insults? Why insults?
Well, did she give you your proper due, as I did?
Well, there's a bit of a special situation going on here. Can't imagine an outsider like you to understand.
And it doesn't take an expert of reading body language to understand. He is very much bristling at your direct questions.
Well, I have to say, you're a little whatever you're trying to do here. with this troll fellow, sorry, I don't know your name, is kind of against our best interests, so I don't think we want to just kind of let you guys talk freely. We want to be involved, I guess.
You're doing great.
Val kind of looks back at Cornelius for like some guidance.
Cornelius just like gestures like, keep talking, keep talking. Meanwhile, Zephyr has finished ducking behind the tree just to the west of the Troll King and seems to be unnoticed by the rest of the negotiators.
So you're trying to put together an army so you can take over the area, and you're wanting to use these trolls as warriors for you?
We are undergoing a campaign of territorial expansion.
Oh, which ones of you are expanding your territory?
We are.
He gestures
So-
the troll to himself.
So the
Oh.
other ones don't matter.
What?
Of course he doesn't.
And he waves his arm towards Ylva.
They don't matter. It's just negotiating.
No, not you. I meant the other kings. She didn't tell you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
What other kings?
Alward, when you said that, like immediately, it was like, I mean, yeah, there are like tons of other troll kings around here, but like we haven't talked. And then he's just like, oh, yeah.
16.
Ooh.
Are there other troll kings? I haven't really heard of any.
I've been in the forest for a little while.
There are no troll kings except me, Feldir.
Feldir. It's a nice
That's
name.
not.
I alone have sat on the throne at the peak of the Troll Mountain, and I have returned to lead my people in glorious conquest.
Would I know about the troll throne?
Yes, it's actually come up in sideways references before. It's not far south, actually, of where you found Trollforge. There is a peak with a throne on it. Legend says if you sit on that seat at Midsummer Eve, you will become king of the trolls.
When did you sit on the throne?
It was 3 summers past.
Are you sure no other troll has sat on it since?
He's lying.
Oh.
Ooh. That's how that works. Sitting on chairs.
Trolls are weird.
Well, that's rude. Well, golly, there's a lot going on here. Listen, we're very much not fans of what the Eoredson family's up to, and we'd really like to put a stop to what you're doing here. So if we could just talk about this, maybe sit down and just discuss the situation, I would feel a lot better than this situation here. This situation feels not as good.
I hope you get better at this.
What do you mean?
You'll find out.
You can't see him, but Zephyr is sweating in the tree.
Have
Or
you
in
climbed
the
up the
brush.
tree?
I don't think I climbed up the tree, but
Could you climb up the tree?
He's merged
Yeah,
with the tree.
he
He's become
could.
one
It would
with
just be super slow.
Feldir, would I be able to ask you to put a brief pause on your conversation so we can deal with Ylva first to see things? If you look at it as like a certain layer, we kind of take precedence to the decision you're about to make with her. Well, in the line of like,
Val, you're insulting his pride now.
oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I didn't.
As you were speaking, Val, everyone can see the look on the troll's face is like, he's thinking it over. He's feeling like, this is proper deference. And then you're like, we take precedence. He's just like, no.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like her decision is we want to stop her from doing anything, which would mean it'd be before the thing that she wants to talk to you about.
And how do I know you're not just seeking an alliance and you'll turn on me together?
Oh, we don't. We're against everything she wants to do. So I don't think we would do that. Really, we actually aren't really in the moment knowledgeable or against anything particularly that you're doing.
Alward is
Just her.
vigorously nodding his head. Just yes. this
she
is
can
correct.
hear you too.
I ask for a diplomacy check in this. I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead and do diplomacy.
Okay.
I could always cast Charm again.
I went into this with a vibe, and I was like, Val's just going to be in this vibe, so here we go.
That's fair.
I'm going to use my hero point. I rolled
Yeah.
a 2.
Yeah, that's also fair.
29.
Ayo.
And what assurance will you give me that there's no funny business?
She's wanting to attack us right out, can't you tell?
What kind of assurance would you want from us?
You give me one of your members of your party to hold as
Oh,
a surety.
I had a thought. Okay. Val turns around. Cornelius, could you go hang out with Feldir while we do this?
I was about to volunteer as tribute.
I know
What?
Cornelius, I know you can take care of yourself, and you might get a conversation with him going maybe while we deal with the her.
There's like 5 solid seconds of silence. Cornelius just staring slack-jawed over towards the rest of you.
Just make sure you scream if he's trying to eat you.
Of course, I trust all of you.
He's lying, isn't he?
Very obviously. And he moves up to Feldir, who just kind of wraps his entire hand around Cornelius.
Well, be careful. He's very fragile.
I've got a touch as light as a feather.
And he puts his other hand on top of Cornelius's head and just kind of closes his fingers around it, not crushing it, but just like he's got a firm grasp and could very easily just twist the cap of the bottle off.
Ooh.
All right. See how he's gonna take care of Cornelius and just hang out with him while we talk to Ilva. That's great.
I take back everything I said before. You are cold-blooded.
What do you mean?
I think he means the troll can kill Cornelius.
Oh, he wouldn't do that. He just needs assurance.
You're insufferably naive.
I don't know what you mean.
It's like the kobold situation again, but hopefully
That was great. The
this-
kobolds
Yeah,
were very nice.
I'm gonna be honest. Hopefully, it turns out the same way. But
I don't know if we'll have as good of a relationship, but we could talk to him afterwards.
Ylva, through this whole thing, is just looking like, what have I just stumbled across?
an adventuring party.
Yep, exactly.
All right. I'm gonna start walking closer to Ilva.
And
Just take, like, a
Feldir is
step.
going to kind of just step back as you do so that you're not really getting much closer to him.
I'm going to alter my movement. Instead of diagonal now, it's going to be forward, but same ruling. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're not getting any closer to the group, but you're not flanking out anymore.
Yeah.
You just hear Einar mumbling under his breath. That explains so much.
I'd still like to be preparing the action when at all possible.
Okay.
I would like to ask a question about the map here.
Yes.
Is this up above the tree? Is that a mountain or a valley?
Or a cliff.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot rise in the ground. So there's if you're seeing on the left-hand side, there's that river and a pool and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Each of those are a little waterfall that's coming down. So it would be a short climb, but not something unreasonable to just, climb up if you wanted to get up there.
Okay. The question that I was thinking of would be, would it be more advantageous for me to be above and continually move rather than stay where I am?
It would definitely make it easier for you to stay hidden. However, as you were looking up in that area, I'm going to need a perception check.
The other trolls. There are trolls hiding in the trees.
It's Alva's body, people.
Maybe. Or potential ones.
That is an 11.
He rolled a 3.
I did roll a 3.
Ooh. I feel like you're a one-off.
With an 11, you see the back of a furry cloak poking up out of the bushes up on the hill.
I will not be moving forward, as that could be anything.
Could be a cloak.
It could be my brain wanted to say dinosaur.
It could be an animal of some
I mean, it
kind,
literally
okay?
could be.
I don't think dinosaurs had fur.
Could be a bear in a coat.
Feathers.
It could be a bear in a coat.
Meanwhile, as the rest of the group is approaching Ylva, they get about 15 feet away when she's just like, that's close enough. Now, what did you want to speak about?
We received information about what you're doing here. trying to put together an army for the Mad King, and well, we need you to not do that.
Einar just takes the shield and just puts it on his hand. Kind of like a I already know where this is going sort of a deal. He's still just relaxedly holding his sword on his shoulder.
Oh, it's okay. We've talked our way out of a lot of conflicts, I know.
No. By all means, continue.
To possibly Einar's surprise, Ylva seems to relax a little bit at Val's speech and is like, the Mad King.
Oh, yeah, that's the Eoredsons, and you're Ylva Eoredson.
Well, I shouldn't wonder you'd want to stop our efforts if you thought him mad.
Oh, that's what we were told he was called by the people. By your family called him that, right? Didn't someone in the Eoredson called him that?
No.
No.
No?
No,
Oh,
they
the
believe
book
him a
did.
good king, rightfully on the heir sort of deal.
Exactly.
But everything in history says that he was a mad king and a tyrant.
Oh,
Both sides of the fake history that we've seen.
I see. I didn't mean to insult you. Sorry if that was rude.
No, I understand. There are many people who misunderstand the true history behind Eored.
Well, they did a bunch of bad things and tried to kill us a couple of times, so we are thinking about not, like, I'm not a fan of the family, so we need you to not overthrow the government and try to kill a bunch of people. That's basically what it comes down to.
I would like perception checks from everyone.
Including me?
Yes.
Ooh.
19 on the die for a 28.
Don't get it, Sam.
No.
Okay, then don't.
17 on the die for a 26.
I got a 12 for a 23.
A 7 for a 16.
29.
All right. So, Zephyr, Val, and Einar, you three are able to see through her facial expressions and how she's speaking. You get the sense that she thinks very highly of Eored, but she definitely vibes with your appreciation of the family in general.
So she hates the family?
Mm-hmm.
If we could ask real quick, why are you all wanting to do this necessarily? Like, I understand some of it, but being the evil and wanting to kill people things is what I know. But like, it'd be nice to know a little bit more about the situation, about the family. You don't seem super happy. Yeah.
I would be happy to discuss our goals, our plans, and our intentions, and what exactly we have in store for the entire land of the Linram Kings. But I do have a prior engagement, and she gestures over to Feldir.
If I can just ask one question, be perfectly honest. Do you want to resurrect this king, mad or not, and have him take over the kingdom, or is that just the family's aspiration?
It's not a question of resurrecting. It's a question of placing him back on his rightful throne that he has earned through conquest.
Well, how did you know it?
What?
Anyway.
Isn't he dead?
No.
No, they believe that he's alive still.
Oh, where is he? Oh, Datha said something about this. What did she say? I don't remember.
You seem to have spoken with a lot of our family.
We've spoken with 3 of your family, including you.
Oh, there was that guy you guys escorted.
Oh, that's right, Siggy. We've spoken with 4 of your family, including you.
She
Oh, wait, 5. I forgot about Siggy's sister.
She almost involuntarily scoffs when he mentions Siggy.
Is it because I used the friendly name for him and not his real name?
I don't think she respects it.
I don't think she does either.
That's beside the point.
I would say that if he got it by conquest, but he lost it afterwards, and he's particularly saying this a bit louder than he possibly has to, then he just didn't have the strength to hold on to it and didn't need it at all.
I mean, he kind of had. That's how.
The majority, I think, is...
That's how battles are won. And
So, in the background of this conversation, the king is thoughtfully patting Cornelius's head.
Oh, like a Bond villain.
Yeah, stroking him like a cat with a Bond
wait,
villain.
his skin of the eye just.
So his entire head is not like an
The front of his head is an eye.
Yeah,
He's not
it
a
just has a
floating.
big
He's
eye.
not an eyeball head.
I thought he was an
He
eyeball.
has like
More-
a whole eye thing.
More like
Okay.
Mike Wazowski.
Oh, okay. I've been imagining him wrong for so long.
He's gonna have 360-degree vision.
Now I can't think of him as not Mike Wazowski.
That's what I've
What have
thought
you
the
done?
entire
Can
time.
we update his art?
No, no.
Meanwhile, Ylva's response: he earned kingship, but it was denied him through treachery.
Lack of strength to hold your throne. Doesn't care.
What are you playing at? And she's like
I'm
tightening
speaking-
her bowstring again.
I'm speaking facts. And then he just stops talking.
I won't speak to facts because I don't know any. But
I'll speak to emotion.
and by that I mean there's a lot I don't currently know about. But whether he rightfully has this or not, going about and killing a bunch of people and is not good at all ever. So that's not gonna be okay.
Ylva relaxes her bow again, slides an arrow into her quiver. I'm here to find strength. You prove that your strength is greater than the Troll King's, and we can talk. The Troll King just like stops. You what?
We don't want to fight the Troll King.
We're not interested in fighting anyone. Not the king or you necessarily.
You would use someone else in your plan. You would dare to presume upon someone else.
I mean, her whole job is to get reinforcements here, so yes.
He just looks at you.
Ylva's kind of like just starting to back away from you guys, like dramatic walking backwards kind of thing, as she's like, you've thrown yourself into this situation. You're now a part of this, whether you like it or not.
And it seems that you haven't proven your strength.
Why does anyone need to prove strength? I think we're just. Can we just
Well,
talk? I don't think.
For trolls, strength is what makes right. For that would make sense, but I don't know why Ylva's being so about this.
I think
He
she's-
just,
I think-
Einar just leans over. She wants him to do her dirty work.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe that she just wants us to fight him so he can kill us. But
Or we can kill him.
that would be. I wouldn't want to kill him.
I wouldn't want to either, but I think she doesn't care either way.
I don't want to kill any of them, but I just want to deal with the situation at hand. And
I personally don't want to deal with the troll. He has nothing to do with us. He can go on his merry way and do what he wishes.
yeah, he seems very fine right now.
Yeah.
You
can
can keep talking with her. You can just follow her. I'll just.
Ylva, maybe we can just ask you nicely to surrender yourself.
Einar just starts walking forward. After the troll said he can just keep following her.
Peacefully, please.
Well, you're gonna have to move forward. She can't hear you if she keeps backing up.
This is so many different directions.
I love we're both trying to play the troll.
When after she says that, Val looks over to Neros and is like, "Is this going all right? Do you think this is good?"
No.
I see.
If it's,
Einar just looks over at Neros. Mm-hmm.
it's going a direction, but I don't know how good it is.
Northeast.
I prefer south myself.
The troll is not going to give us time to really discuss the intricacies of our plans and for you to really understand why you ought to join us.
You're presuming upon what the troll's going to do.
He seems.
He's right there. You can ask him yourself.
He seems pretty placated.
I'm gonna snap his neck if you keep jabbing.
We could just stop your conversations with the troll entirely by taking you away, and that's what we want to do. So, we don't really want you to finish your conversation with the troll. So perhaps you could, again, peacefully surrender yourself to us, and we can take you away from here.
I'm not going to have wasted my entire walk into the woods. Do you know how long it took?
Well,
you followed me here. You know how long it takes to get in
You
here.
should have thought of that before you decided to do an evil, bad thing.
2 days.
And now we are good, and we're here to stop you because Pharasma and Shellen dictate it. So yeah, you wasted your time deciding to follow something not good. So that's your own fault. Don't put it on us.
Yova looks simultaneously baffled and amused, and she's just like, "You can't be serious."
I mean, at the crux of things, if you break it down, that's pretty much what's going on here. So,
Is she serious?
Yes.
Nero's just nods.
Yeah. Yeah. You see this. Yeah. It's all right. It gets it out of the system.
I don't know how he knows, but yeah.
so
It took me 5 minutes.
I know. Val's pretty forefront about what she's about.
Yeah. Hey, can you hold on the snap neck thing, please? This might be amusing.
Right. This is pretty funny.
Thank you.
yeah. So Val's gonna, like, with her glaive out, start stepping forward.
Are you going to arrest me?
I mean, I'm not technically a lawman, but yes.
Well then. Watch on, Feldir, and I'll show you what happens when I'm not playing around.
Ah, finally.
There it is.
And we'll roll for initiative.
Oh, all right.
What other outcome were you expecting, Val?
I really was hoping she'd just surrender and we could talk about it
With the
somewhere
look
else.
on her face, I could have told you no.
Well, you know,
It's all right. Somebody has to have a little bit of hope, even though it's a bit misplaced.
All right, Zephyr.
May I use my stealth for initiative?
Okay. Val?
that's a 17 on my end.
All right, Alward?
So I mentally said I'm going to use my ability, and I'm still going to stick to that. But I'm kind of sad because I rolled a natural 20. But since I'm using my ability, I forego that roll and take a 19 plus my initiative, which isn't one less, but it's going to be 30.
All right. Neros?
23.
But I break ties.
Nice. And Einar.
26.
All right. We will begin combat. Alward, you're going to go first.
Mhm.
The initiative is starting as Val is moving forward with her glaive, and Yilva is reacting, like, sharply. She's not just casually watching anymore.
I am going to go ahead here. And since I sort of get a sense about the combat and everything going around, I'm actually going to use the extra time I was given with my ability, so to speak, to just use my whole turn to prepare the action that I have been preparing, which is if Ilva shoots at us, I will cast Vector Stream.
Gotcha.
Whoa.
All right. And Einar, it is your turn.
He just starts walking forward, and as he passes Val, he just knocks her shoulder and says, it was a good try. It was. I'll give you that.
That feels sarcastic.
Completely genuine.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
And he just walks up to Yilva. He's way taller than her, isn't she?
Yeah. What, you're 6'8"?
Yeah.
You went from one of the shortest in our parties to the tallest.
Yeah.
You're easily more than a foot taller than she is.
He just looks down at her and just sighs. I gotta go through this, don't we?
She's just, like, glaring at you and, like, how do I describe it? She's got her hand pulled back like she's getting ready to grab something out of her pouch, but she's, like, hesitating and watching to see what you're going to do first.
We can still stop this.
You started it.
Not really.
I was having a polite conversation with
That was
Mr. Troll
hardly
King here.
polite. Let's be honest here. Hardly polite.
The Troll King. No, I agree. Not very polite.
See? All right. Guess we'll have to get this over with. We're both not going to do anything, are we?
Well, you're the ones who started walking at me with weapons. That's why I had
I
you roll
haven't
initiative.
swung yet. Anyway, have I?
As Zephyr anxiously is just like,
Do it. Swing. I'll give you one chance.
She speaks in an undertone so that basically you and maybe Val can hear. If you turn around and take on that troll, then we can talk.
Wait, I could hear that.
Just barely.
Oh.
I might need all of you to take off your headsets.
What?
Do I need to?
My
Yes.
God.
If I'm able to hear what's going on?
I vote perception from Val if she's close.
I do
enough.
too.
Is this just an out of character thing you have a question for me about?
No, this would be a lean over and whisper.
Because Val is close enough that she heard when Ylva was speaking under her breath. Go ahead and give me a perception check if you hear this.
Okay. That's a 26.
Okay, so I'll need Abby, Jenkins, and Petite to take off their headphones.
He leans over and he just whispers, I don't think that can happen again.
And she just looks at you very
And he just
confused.
swings down. Because he had his sword still on his shoulder.
All right, and we'll have everyone else put their headphones back on.
I still 100% think I'm right.
Okay, that's good to know.
That didn't necessarily confirm it, but I still think I'm right.
I'll fill you in on that later.
What?
This whole side of the table is in on a conspiracy that you don't know about.
Well, dang.
It's a fan theory.
That's so mean.
I think you're right.
I'm actually kind of interested to see.
You can't know.
I can't know.
Nope.
It's a
You may
secret.
already know.
Because I was about to say, because I already know the truth.
It's a secret.
All right. That'll be me attacking.
All right,
26.
that's a hit.
Nice. Good job, friend.
Did you get like a 5 on the die?
No, I got a 9. Friend. Indeed.
Yeah, we're very chummy.
We're all friends.
Are we?
Except to her.
No, her, not her. Her.
11.
Ooh, nice.
All right,
And I raise shield.
nice. So Einar walks up, whispers something to Ylva, smacks her with a sword, and then as he's raising his shield,
So this is the positioning on this map is very specific. There will be an arrow whizzing by the troll and Einar
yes,
in a direct line.
Mhm.
Let's see if it hits.
yeah, and you really are threading the needle between the troll and Einar. I'm drawing a
Mhm.
straight line. It's like, wow, that's really specific.
I think this is going to go very well for me. Does a 31 hit?
Ooh.
That's a hit.
Okay. So,
I'm so scared that's not a critical hit.
Why would her AC be 21?
I don't know, but I feel like 31's a big number.
all right. So, well, I guess I'll do the first damage here first. The first. So that's a total of 6 piercing with a 2 afterburn. And then from the arrow, exactly where it pierces, you see spiders and centipedes start crawling out of the tip of the arrow.
So gross
I don't
and
like
cool.
that.
Did you
Ew.
vomit swarm her
10
with the arrow?
piercing.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I had to look it up, and somebody's made a chart that all of the spells that are compatible with Expansive Spell Strike.
Wow, wow,
Vomit
wow.
I
swarm
love
is-
it.
Yep.
That's so good.
I like Spell
That is
Strike so much.
Good.
I love it,
So
and I hate
gross.
it.
So in total, that I believe is 18
Nice.
with 2 of it fire.
All right.
That is a cone. Vomit Swarm is, and it still works as a cone.
And she still gets a basic reflex save against Vomit Swarm, right?
Yes, I forgot
Okay.
to say that. I forgot about it entirely.
Oh, those
Ooh.
still aren't just auto fails or whatever.
What's your DC?
21.
So she actually critically succeeded her save against Vomit
Aw.
Swarm.
Oh,
What
spiders
about?
don't bother
Does
her.
anybody else get hit by it? Her people?
Her animals?
Yeah, so you can actually start it from her corner here and hit both of her animals that are standing on either side of her.
I would like that. That was what I was envisioning.
All right, gold is for the wolf, blue is for the hawk. You said DC 21?
Yep.
The wolf gets a regular fail,
Okay.
and the hawk gets a regular fail.
Okay. So how much damage to both of them?
It was 10, right?
Yes, and a creature that fails its saving throw also becomes sickened 1.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Wow. I think I see why Paizo doesn't like you to ready 2 actions at once.
Without question, if she critically succeeded, that means she takes no damage, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did take damage from the hit.
Yeah, she just shook off all of the spiders. She does a little twirl, and all the spiders fall off.
I like to think they're still there. She just doesn't care because she's metal.
Spiders in my hair. I don't care. And it's Ylva's turn. She's going to stride away from Einar.
Ooh.
Do I?
You do if
You
you're
do.
a fighter. AOO comes stock as fighter.
Yeah, you have reactive strike.
Attack of opportunity. I feel like we should say.
Actually, it's reactive strike now.
Oh, right. It's reactive strike. That's not as fun to say.
All
She
right.
doesn't know that, so she's striding away.
31.
Oh, nice.
That's a hit.
As she just walks away, and once again, he just brings down a powerful slash.
Cut her Achilles tendon.
13.
All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And she takes it. She steps back 15 feet, just directly away. Well, 10 feet. Just directly away from Einar, continuing moving up northeast, looking like she's just trying to get some room. And then she sweeps her hands out from the side, brings them up under, and then in a motion as if she's pulling something up from the ground, just raises her hands up, and spontaneously from the ground, just all these vines of thorn bushes start growing. And we get a wall of thorns separating Einar from the rest of the party.
Oh, cool.
Clever.
Now, can Wall of Thorns be like walked through or seen through?
Yes.
How tall is it?
10 feet tall.
Okay.
So it is cover, just standard cover through, but you can see through, you could shoot through or attack through. If you move through it, it just damages you and it's difficult terrain.
Does this
Gotcha.
pass through me? Because I am like right next to the troll.
It's actually going to stop right before you because she just didn't want it to go past the troll.
So it's not blocking me.
Nope, it's not blocking you. Well, you might actually have to move because it's filling that space. Yeah, so it would give them cover against you as well.
Okay.
But that is her turn, and her wolf flanks out to the west, moving over in the troll direction, and the eagle just goes up and is now flying over the thorns and getting a good sight of everybody behind the wall of thorns.
Well, there went my entire turn's plan.
Same. She did not do
Near
what
us.
I thought she was going to do.
You said we can see through the thorns.
Mm-hmm.
We can also attack the thorns. They
Um,
should have a hardness
yeah.
and stuff in them.
so if you can attack one 10-foot by 10-foot section at once, which has AC 10, hardness 10, and 20 HP.
Okay.
It is immune to crits.
What if I pull out hedge trimmers from my cloak? Don't think about it too hard because I won't do that.
Oh, okay.
I will.
Could I still cast Phase Bolt at her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Face bolt ignores cover too. That's good.
I was just checking. Sometimes I think things and then people are like, no. And I'm like, okay, sorry. So I'm going to cast Phase Bolt at her.
Nice.
22.
Ooh, that's going to miss.
Oh.
That sucks.
I'm going to step up to be next to Val.
All right. So now you're right next to Val and also right next to the wall of thorns.
And that's me.
All right. Cornelius is just watching. One hand around his body, one hand on top of his head. Val, it's your turn.
My turn. All right. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 movement actions to move through, and I should be able to get here. But I'll take the damage going through the wall of thorns.
Did you incorporate the wall of thorns as
Difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, does it qualify?
It does.
Then I'll move here.
All right. So you take 3d4 piercing damage. So that
Cool.
is 8 piercing damage.
Worth it? Alright, I could either have Sigrun attack their hawk or have Sigrun come and help fight.
It's a dogfight in air.
So, I think Val's gonna strike with her glaive this turn.
All right.
Natural 20!
Nice. The target is fatigued due to a sapping slash.
Nice. Fatigued is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Remind me, fatigue lowers all their saving throws and their AC by 1.
Mhm.
Cool. And now I will roll damage. Because I have a glaive, I get deadly D8 on a critical hit.
Nice.
Oh, and the fatigued is a circumstance penalty. So it would stack with magical debuffs.
Cool. Nice. I like that.
But it does not stack with off guard.
34 slashing damage. And because it is a critical hit with my glaive, I'm going to move her down into the left 1 square.
So just pushing her back towards Einar?
Yep.
Get
Nice.
over there.
Yep. And that is my 3 actions.
All right. Zephyr, it's your turn. Make a perception check.
That's a natural one.
All right.
Oh.
My eyes are not open today.
You're distracted. A giant wall of thorns just sprang up in front of your face.
That's true. So just to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on here, it seems like the 2 tanks are kind of putting the battle together. I'd like to move next to Cornelius, underneath him. Actually, above him, if I could.
Well, Cornelius is in the troll's hands.
On the map,
Oh, on
specifically.
the map.
That's where I want to be
Oh.
located.
You mean north of him on the map? Okay, I
North of him on
understand
the
now.
map, yes.
I was like,
I'm
I was
going
imagining
to-
you sliding under the troll, and then when you said above, I was like, you're vaulting the troll?
Yes, I'm going to jump out of the tree, vault the troll, and stand on Cornelius's eyeball.
Ow!
Toes right in the cornea.
Yeah.
He's wearing cleats.
Oh,
Okay, so no, you're going to swing around the troll to the north of him?
yes.
Okay. This is going to be fun. I want you to roll me a d20 and choose even or odd.
Okay.
When before you roll, tell me which
Oh,
one you
before-
want.
I'm going to choose even.
Okay.
And I rolled a 15.
All right. As you begin moving out of the tree, it seems like you've spooked the troll who wasn't aware you were here at all, and he just swings down with one of his hands and tries to smack you with his hand.
He did see the arrow whiz by. Oh, those trees are different.
You make a comment about his intelligence.
Natural 20.
Oh, no.
Oh,
He's
no.
named, isn't he?
He is. He actually said his name earlier.
Faldier.
The target is stupefied 3 until healed. Skull
Until
Crusher.
healed?
Yes.
That's brutal.
Does that...
I can heal you.
Doesn't that take away all of his turns?
Stupefied reduces all of your mental stats.
Oh, okay.
So intelligence, charisma,
I thought
and
it
wisdom
was
will all be lowered by
stuff.
3.
Does healing... Does that take at all with potions?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
would
you
count.
Could, you could just drink a potion.
Yeah.
Anytime your health would go up.
So you take 34 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, my
God.
goodness.
Why is he attacking us?
I'm just here to help him from the dog.
Because he is not smart and he has a sneaky boy just showed up next to him.
You scared him.
You scared him.
All right.
What are you doing here?
It's half my health.
Just trying to keep the dog from you. Oh, well, that's fine then.
I'm sorry.
So you wanted to go just north of Cornelius?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then I've never used this in combat. I'd like to drink one of my healing potions.
That's an action. No, 2 actions if you have
Yeah.
to draw it.
You have to use one action to pull it out and then another action to drink it.
Then I will do that for the rest of my actions.
All right.
Removing the stupefied condition. Actually, it's a D8, isn't it? I healed 2. I mean, that still does its job.
Yeah, it does what we wanted it to do. I thought
Yeah.
it was a D8 plus con for some reason.
No.
So I'm a little bit below half health. Just letting you all know.
Good thing we didn't fight the troll.
All right. Alward, it's your turn.
Alward is going to cast Time Jump. So, time freezes. Alward is going to move as far 30 feet around the thing as he can,
Mhm.
and then 30 feet toward the fight, following the wall.
The troll sees him coming, right? He's not spooked.
He actually doesn't see him
Yeah.
coming because time is frozen.
Oh.
And then after that's done, time restates, and I just pop to the left of Einar.
I get spooked.
And it sort of looks like I've teleported.
Pop.
And then I'm going to go ahead and cast an amped telekinetic rend
Ooh, nice.
on the wolf and the bird. They need to make a basic fortitude save.
Ooh. What's your DC?
22.
The wolf regular fails. The bird critically fails.
Sick. So, since it's being iped, they're going to take 2d6 bludgeoning. Iped.
Iped?
Since it's iped, since it's amped, they're going to take 2d6 bludgeoning and 2d6 slashing. And if a creature critically fails, they're also stunned 1.
Nice.
Iped, youped, weeped.
That's our new IP.
He likes to
So
play
it's going to be
pipe.
4 slashing. That's already doubled, sadly. I rolled 2 nat ones.
Oh.
That's barely better. And 14 bludgeoning. That's already doubled. And then the one that critically failed is stunned 1. And that is my turn.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the bird is bloodied, and the wolf is close.
Close to being bloodied or close to death?
It feels close to bloody.
Okay.
It feels close.
Man, you
to
feel
bloody.
like you're about to start bleeding all of a sudden.
Einar.
He looks over at Alward, gives a wave, and just walks towards her. Walks towards Ylva. And just swings again. Actually, he viciously swings.
Oh.
Man, I set all this up so you'd have flanking, and
You messed
I
up.
didn't move her to the right spot, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a position Einar could get into to flank with you.
No.
No, she ended up in a weird spot for my reach.
Yeah, that's weird.
If you had reach, you could do it, but you don't
Yeah.
have reach.
Mm-hmm.
But she does have reach.
No, you don't have reach.
No, I don't have reach.
So so it won't flank.
Just get tentacle arms. All right. Vicious swing, you said?
I did. 7.
That's a hit.
Oh.
No, that's not right.
Oh.
No, that is correct. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's a hit.
Come on, math major.
Shut up. I thought I misread the die.
Uh-huh.
13.
So what all does Vicious Strike do?
So, I unleash a particularly powerful attack that clobbers my foe, but leaves me a bit unsteady. So, I make a strike. It counts as 2 attacks, so I can't do anything else. And I just get to deal an extra die of weapon damage. So, the bit unsteady just means I don't get to attack.
It's power attack.
Yeah, it's
It's
a power
the new
attack.
name for power
okay.
attack.
Okay.
All right. And she is now bloodied.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
You can still surrender if you want.
You only have to give in everything you believe in, not continue with what you're doing and pretty much run away from the Eoretsons altogether. Feel free.
On Ylva's turn, she looks at Einar, looks back over her shoulder at Val, kind of looks at her bird and her wolf, draws her bow, undoes the buckle of her quiver, lets it fall to the ground, and drops her bow.
Oh, snap!
And that's where we'll end this episode.
We didn't have to murder her.
By the way, that
Why
was
did-
in character that I said that.
Why did she surrender though? So
Well,
easily.
I asked her to surrender, and
Yeah.
he came at her with a rude thing, and then she surrendered.
She also, we know she doesn't like the family.
It wasn't rude. It was
It's
the honest truth.
I know, but it's still
No,
suspicious.
it's true.
Like,
We're
Why
almost
did,
killing her pets.
why did she surrender
We're
so
about to kill her
easily?
pets.
Yeah, she might value her animals.
Cultists don't value
Also,
life.
she probably just looked around and thought, I'm in a really bad position here. I haven't really dealt any damage to any of them, and I'm about to die.
Yeah, and Einar's just towering over her and just hammering on her.
But maybe she has something planned. It'll be interesting.
All right. And the hero point for today's episode goes to Sam for both his good diplomacy and talking down the troll so he'd back off and let you have a nice civil conversation with Ylva, but also the calculated willingness to send Cornelius as the collateral.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this. It went really well, I thought, and I look forward to talking to more people more often. And I think I'm gonna go and write down a list of things to talk about and say when I'm talking to bad guys. Thank you. Bye.
And we'll see you all in the next episode. This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
All birds should be weak to bludgeoning damage.
What?
Not
I
wrong.
agree.
Where did that come from?
I was just thinking about birds.
I want that as a soundbite.
That's a T-shirt. All birds should be weak to bludgeoning.
I agree.
damage. Just have like a
All
harpy.
birds weak to bludgeoning damage T-shirt coming soon.